Hey guys, thanks for stopping by my channel. My name is Christine, and here is a video on what it was like for me when I first became sober, as soon as I decided to become sober. So if that is of interest to you, definitely keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe below and like this video, turn on notifications so that my next videos you're notified of, and share with everybody. Anyways, to the video. To the topic at hand. So just a quick recap of my situation. I had gone drinking on Wednesday and drank way too much. Totally blasted. Don't even remember paying the bill. Don't remember getting in the car, but I essentially drove almost home, pulled myself over, and was throwing up outside of my car. Someone calls the cop comes, and essentially the person that I was in a relationship with at the time was on the phone, and the cop told that person, hey, if you come and get her, I'm not going to bring her in. I'm not going to charge her with a DUI. Essentially, I've gotten a second chance. So I woke up the next morning, totally hurting. Worst hangover. Family was mad at me. My boyfriend obviously was mad at me. And my friends that found out that night what happened were really mad at me, which honestly was not the reason why I decided to become sober, but definitely did help. Yeah, so why I became sober was because I felt like that was my last chance. I had been so lucky before to have wrongly driven home drunk, but made it home on several occasions. So this was like a big wake-up call. And I didn't want to risk, testing this out. Was this like my one and only shot or what? So I took it. I became sober, cold turkey. And what was weird was as I was trying to become sober, it was more of me thinking I had a choice in a life change versus needing a life change. It was probably a solid year after I became sober that I realized, no, this is not you making a better life choice. This is you needing to. Like, I thought I had the free will. Oh, let me just kick, sweets. No, it was I need to kick alcohol. So what I did was went straight cold turkey. So the first few months, I honestly don't have an exact timeline. A lot of my life drinking from age 18 to 27 is a blur. And a lot of my becoming sober was a blur. So I want to say about 6-ish months or so, I just didn't go out. I didn't go out and hang out with anybody. I cold turkeyed alcohol and hanging out with people. They're drinking. I don't want them to affect me and have me relapse just because they didn't know or because they wanted to drink. So I just, didn't hang out with anybody, stayed home, hung out with my boyfriend, saw family, and that was it. Then shortly after that, I started hanging out with friends because I need human interaction, and I need to change up what I do. And I miss people. I really miss the people I used to hang out with. So I started hanging out again. It wasn't downtown or to bars, but, for food, for someone's birthday, things like that. And that started to become a problem. When I started hanging out with people, it was awkward because I had used alcohol to excuse weird interruptions in conversation. Like I would be talking to someone, it would go silent, and I just hop over and talk to somebody else. And it was like, oh, she's just drunk. She's not purposely trying to be rude. Or like it would give me this look of courage, and I'd be able to talk to people. I don't know if I had legitimate conversations or if I just repeated the same thing 1,000 times, but it wasn't awkward. Being sober now, I had to have conversation, and I had to make sure there was no dull, awkward moment in the conversation, which now I know is normal in any conversation. So it was hard for me to kind of understand who sober Christine was, have conversations, and be a normal person without alcohol. And then the conversations, or like when people would ask if I wanted to go out, started getting weird because I felt like I had to lie about why I didn't want to go downtown, or why I couldn't go to the bar, or why we couldn't go drinking. And, it worked for a little bit. It worked for certain people a little bit. But then after a while, it was like, why don't you ever go out anymore? Like, we miss going downtown with you. And so then that started to prompt me to say, I'm actually sober now. And it wasn't like, hey, I stopped drinking, I'm sober now. Oh, okay, well, let's do something else later. It was, why? We're just having a drink or two. It was always like, essentially, Christine, limit yourself, space it out. You'll be fine. Just cut yourself off or leave if you want to leave. And great. Like, if I could do that, I wouldn't have stopped drinking. But the thing is, with alcoholism, or at least for me with alcoholism, I couldn't stop. Sometimes I could, but most of the time, it was just, once I started drinking, there was no end to it. So I wasn't about to get into that explanation. I was like, no, it's okay. Have fun. Like, let me know how everything went, or tell so-and-so happy birthday, or whatever. And I would just brush it off. And that quickly eliminated those people's relationships with me. Whether they never just wanted to hit me up because I was never going out anymore, whether they didn't want to hit me up because I was not fun anymore, whether I just ignored them because they were toxic, a lot of my relationships just dropped. So I wanted to say I had quite a few friends. Now I'm looking back, those were acquaintances, but like 40 plus people that I would on a normal basis hang out with in some degree. So as those relationships dropped and I started to realize who were my actual friends, I started hanging out less, going out less, interacting with people less, aka more me time, alone time, quiet time, time for me to sit with my thoughts, time for these memories to creep up from the past. And it was a really, really rough time mentally for me because I was trying to figure out how to handle other people with my sobriety and also trying to handle me and figure out who me was without alcohol. So fast forward a little bit, essentially, I've got my core group of friends, which I can say is solidly below 10 people. And that's not a bad thing. Like, I know that I can be me around these people. I can be crazy. I can be hyper. I can be, exhausted and dead. And we'd all still hang out and have a great time. I do think it's great looking back that I did lose these relationships, or these relationships ended with people, because it would have interfered significantly in my sobriety. And I wouldn't be moving forward like I am today. I think a lot of that 18 to 27 years of my life was very much coasting, like doing what I needed to. Like, I had to graduate, I had to get a job, I had, all this stuff. I eventually did it, but like now I'm sober. I know what's going on. I know what I'm doing with my life. I know what I'm doing at this moment, and I'm making moves to progress faster. So in that time, I thought I was messed up in a sense of how I just dropped people. And in all honesty, that's fine. If you need to get rid of people because they're toxic, they're interfering with your sobriety, they're going to just pretty much shove you into the face of alcoholism, you can kick them out. Or even if their relationship to you wasn't as severe, but they were not helping you or pushing you in the right direction, that person was not necessary for you to keep in your life. There were people that I ended up kicking out of my life that came back later, and the relationship's better now. But if those people that I kind of pushed out previously never came back, it was never Like, that was not a real relationship. That was not a real friendship. There was nothing meaningful there. Them to me and me to them. I do miss certain people. I miss the memories that I have with them. But a relationship and a friendship is a two-way street. So if you are starting to become sober, or if you have been sober for a while, or if you think you need to become sober, it's going to take some time to really understand this and accept it. But it is totally fine to take the negative, toxic people, things, activities, places, situations out of your life to be better. Once you're better, if you can revisit that or that person or activities or whatever comes back and you can handle it, great. So, it took me after 3 years to realize that. So the first 3 years were totally hard in the emotional sense of it. And it's gonna take everybody, their own pace. It's gonna take everybody, extreme highs and lows, depending on their relationship with these people, depending on their type of alcoholism and their relationship with alcohol. But yeah. So that was what happened when I decided to become sober. Cold turkeyed alcohol and humans. Then slowly brought it back. Went through this whole, who the heck are you? Why are you broken? What's wrong with you? To realizing there's nothing wrong with me. I now know who I am, and this is who I am. And then finding people who accept who I am sober, and then not accepting those that don't accept me for being sober. So I hope that you guys are doing well on your journeys. If you are on a sober journey, if you're starting to think about starting your sober journey, please reach out to me. You guys can always email me, stillsober.ct@gmail.com. Or comment below. My hopes are that these videos that I'm posting help people or help, get the thought process going. And I hope people comment so that future people going through sobriety, thinking about sobriety, who know people that should be sober, can see, what we each have done on our own. And hopefully that helps. So let me know of any topics that you want to address or you want me to bring up. Let us know what you are doing, what you want to do, what you think you want to do. Let's just get this conversation going. The big thing is we're not alone. You're not alone. People are not alone. I am a complete stranger probably, but I'm just a person that's got her sober story, and I've got an ear and a voice. So let me know. All right, guys. Hope you guys are well. Hope quarantine is not kicking your butt. Like it did for me 3 weeks now, almost a month ago. It was really bad, but push through it. You guys got it. You guys are strong. If not, if you have a moment, definitely reach out to me. All right, guys, subscribe, like, and turn on alerts, notifications.